Hi everybody, it's the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, and welcome back to the Baseball Head. I hope you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. We're going to interrupt this program. This is Pete Alonso update. There's no Pete Alonso update today, as far as I know, and give you the rankings for the Mets minor league system. This is it's a little concerning for you hosts because we've been wanting the Mets farm system to get better and taking a step back from where it was last year. Well, some of it is due to the fact that some guys got called up, and some guys did not perform well, and some guys got hurt. As you know, Mark Vientos took a major step forward. He's not in the minor leagues anymore. We hope that he will be able to continue his good play going into this season, either it be at third base or first base. The most important thing is to continue to do that offensive production, be able to hit the ball up the middle into right field, because he did not do that at the beginning of his career, but he was very effective last year. And hopefully he continues that. And if he stays at third, hopefully his defense improves. It did improve from 2023 to 24, but he needs to continue on with the hard work. But the farm system, according to Baseball America, which is probably the aforementioned authority on farm systems and on players, even more than MLB.com and all these other publications. This is the grandfather of all the stuff, that all the rankings, everything goes back to them because they're really the first. Started back in the 80s. You know, you love baseball, you bought this, you got the monthly publication every week at your home, or if you went to some bookstore or the newsstand, you could get Baseball America. I used to get Baseball America all the time, but according to Mets fans, Baseball America released its annual farm system rankings for the 30 MLB teams on Wednesday. The Mets, who were 8th on the list a year ago, fell closer to the middle of the pack and were ranked 12th, so they've taken a step back. Now, a couple of things. Some of the newer prospects that the Mets have brought in here have not done well. But we'll get into this. This ranking is consistent with others released this offseason, including ESPN and The Athletic, who ranked the Mets 9th and 15th, putting them just on the plus side of the median of Major League Baseball. The Baseball America ranking pointed to many of the Mets' top prospects, including Jet Williams, Christian Scott, and Ronnie Mauricio missing time with injuries. I would also include Drew Gilbert as well. The only rookie position player who played for the Mets in a regular season game last year was Luis Angel Acuna, who was forced into action amid a disappointing season in AAA after Francisco Lindor hurt his back in September. Acuna did play well in a short sample size, hitting .308 and helped the Mets make the playoffs. Well, he helped. Williams, Brandon Sprout, Jesus Baez, Mauricio, and Nolan McLean rounded out the top 5 in the club rankings. Other notables include Acuna at 8, Scott at 11, and Blake Tidwell at 14. Ryan Clifford and Drew Gilbert, the two prospects acquired in the Justin Verlander deal in 2023, were ranked 6th and 10th, respectively. Now, a couple of things. The last two drafts for Billy Epler, they had the two number 1 picks the Mets had those 2 years have not played well. They've not done well at all. Kevin Parada, who was selected 11th overall by the Mets in 2022, has played miserably since he's been in the Mets farm system. And the rumor has been that he doesn't take instruction well. There seems to be a bit of an attitude problem with him and the coaches. That's a rumor I've heard. It's someone that is a subscriber that watches my videos, that works in the Mets minor league system. Okay, I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've heard. The 2023 Mets number 1 pick, Colin Houck, has played terribly from the moment he got into the Mets farm system, and he was the Georgia Gatorade Player of the Year in 2023. He was the best high school player in Georgia 2 years ago. So I don't know what his deal is. I'd like to know, but he has not played well at all from the moment the Mets drafted him. So when you have 2 number 1 picks that haven't done well, this is a big reason why this farm system has taken a step back. Now, obviously, there have been some injuries. The Ronnie Mauricio injury was catastrophic because it did not happen during the Mets season, either at Citi Field or in the minor leagues. This happened in Dominican leagues. Dominican Winter League last year. It was a devastating injury for the Mets because they were going to give him a lot of playing time at third base and second base last year. Christian Scott, who had been a 2021 draft pick, he got hurt too, as you know. The 2021 draft is another disaster. That is the Zach Scott draft. Mike Vassell was in that draft. He's gone from the organization. Mets did not hold on to him. Calvin Ziegler, another guy drafted that year, has not pitched much and hurt his elbow last season. So all these pitchers that the Mets have been investing a lot of time in have not pitched. And they've been injured. And that falls, and I don't even know who the number one pick in the 2021 draft was for the Mets. I couldn't tell you. Okuma Rocker was. And they, of course, the Mets did the right thing. They didn't sign Rocker. But they allocated all that money to sign him, and they didn't, hold on to him. So that was a draft that was a mess. And obviously, the 2020 draft was not much better with Pete Crow Armstrong having gotten traded. Now, I would mention, before I forget, since the trade of Javi Baez, the Mets have not made any significant trades with their prospects. So that is something to keep in mind. Jet Williams, who was the Mets' 14th pick in the draft in 2022, the 14th overall, still in the first round, he played well in 2023, but he was hurt all of last year with a very mysterious wrist injury. He did go to the Arizona Fall League. He played well, but that is missing most of the year that you can't get back. And he's 21 years old. So that is distressing to see this sort of collapse of these number one picks not even making it to the major leagues and not even playing well. Very concerning to me, okay? And this is why, again, the Mets farm system took a hit this year from last year. And, of course, Drew Gilbert missed most of the season due to another terrible injury in the first week of the season last year where he pulled his hamstring. And he, as a prospect, in many eyes, has taken a major step back. A major step back. Blade Tidwell did not pitch well in AAA. Dominic Hamill, another guy who the Mets had a lot of hopes for, at least as a starter, took a major step back over the last year and a half in the minor leagues. So you have these sort of players that there was expectations for going into last season, and they've done nothing. They did nothing last year, and this is why the Mets have taken a major step back with the rankings. But at the same time, like I said, Mark Vientos was a major score for the Mets. The Daniel Nunez was a major score. The one thing I'll mention about pitching is a great pitcher can come from anywhere. We saw that with Jacob deGrom. He was thought about being as a player that was going to be a middle reliever. And he turned out to be one of the greatest pitchers the Mets ever had. The third greatest pitcher in Mets history. But we have, this is what you'll get from minor league players. Also, Ryan Clifford. Ryan Clifford did not do too well in Brooklyn. We know the situation with it being a very difficult home run park for a left-handed hitter. He went to Double-A because the Mets wanted to see him go up against advanced pitching. He got off to a very good start, but the last month was a struggle, and the batting average was not very high. And the OPS took a hit the last month. The on-base percentage took a hit the last month. So people clamoring to have him here so quickly, he needs more time. He's probably 2 years away, in my opinion, from what I've read. I'm constantly reading the scouting reports, constantly reading the game reports, especially last year. I did a lot of that stuff on the prospect hut. So if you're a big Mets fan, I'll put the link in the description. You can see all the different scouting reports. Ryan Clifford is going up on these lists, but he needs more time. He needs a lot more time in the minor leagues, in my humble opinion. Maybe he takes a step forward this spring, and the Mets get very impressed with him. But he needs time. You have to be very patient with him, because it's going to take time. So people wanting the Mets to make major trades, say for guys, and they mentioned Garrett Crochet here. And of course, Dylan Cease and Luis Castillo. The Mets just don't have the depth in the minor league system right now. They have very good prospects, but they don't have great prospects. And I've been saying that for quite a while now. I'm very honest. Now, they have some good prospects. Jesus Baez is taking a step forward. Nolan McLean. This is a guy that he throws 100 miles an hour. His floor is to be possibly a late inning reliever. His ceiling could be a third starter. Brad Sprout, another kid. His ceiling could be that of a number 2 starter. There is no, right now, elite players in this system. All right? They have a lot of good prospects. A lot of guys that can be contributors. A lot of guys can be everyday players. But in terms of being a star, I don't see it right now. I really don't see that at this point. And I'm being honest. I'll let you know if I think otherwise. And I don't sugarcoat when I read these things. I read all this stuff every day. I go through these farm reports every day, and I go through everything that's being mentioned with the Mets minor league system. So I will let you know if I feel that a player is going to be a star. The last player that I thought was going to be a star is he's getting there as Francisco Alvarez. Oh, I mentioned a player that I've not seen on list, which I was very surprised about. Maybe he's going to be on other lists, but I haven't seen him so far. Giovanni Rodriguez, who was a catcher they signed, who was considered the best catcher in the international class last year. I've not seen his name in any scouting reports yet. I've not seen him with the Mesmerized scouting reports, the Amazing Avenue scouting reports, nothing. So that is concerning too. But they did sign that big prospect with the third best international player this year, and Elian Pena. That's a big one. But he's a baby. He's 17 years old. So he's a long ways away. So I'm just giving you an update on what's going on here with the Mets minor league system. If you don't follow it, that's why you need to subscribe to the Baseball Hut, because I really dig into this stuff, and I like this stuff. But you let me know what you think about this video. And, of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. I'll see you later.